Just got doing some shopping out here at the exchange, out here in Nellis. Look at that beautiful, 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 beautiful BMW right there. Yeah, you might notice something a little different about this car. It's sitting just a little lower. Yeah, today though, we're gonna talk about freedom. What is up, guys? Before we get into the rest of today's video, I want to talk a little bit about our giveaway. It is ending in just a few days. August 31st at midnight or September 1st at 12:01 a.m. That is it. No more entries for the Ram 1500 Laramie and the Cadillac STS. First place gets to pick the Ram 1500 or the Cadillac STS. Second place gets what's left. Third place will get some cash. Same thing as we did last month. Now, there will be a poll going up probably if the first time you're seeing this as an ad spot in our video later today. It'll be in the community tab on what you can vote on what the next giveaway vehicle will be. And I don't know if we're going to do two again next time. We'll see. It depends on how this one ends, so stay tuned. But it's very simple to enter. If you haven't entered already, all you have to do is go to tksgarage.com, or you could pick up any of the merch down here below the screen. I've heard about people saying, hey, I just want to throw a couple dollars at it and see if I win. So we did reinstitute the wallpapers that are up there on the site. You can download it. You have the Hemi Everything and Back to the Hemis are now back live. I believe they do limit us those, though, to 100 per each unit. So I believe there's 200 of those available total. That's it. But there you have it. Good luck to everybody that wants to jump in there. Like I said, the Ram is an exceptionally nice truck. I haven't really been doing anything except starting it since we had that incident. If you go back and look at the earlier videos where I had to replace the tire in the rear for catching that big-ass nail. But outside of that, it's good to go, and I'm excited to close out our second one this month. And if you're trying to win, it's very simple. Like I said, tksgarage.com. $1 equals one entry. We're not closing out the giveaway with like extra entries or anything like that. We usually do that at the very beginning of the the giveaways, and I think that makes sense to do that moving forward as well. But anyways, there you have it. Good luck to everybody. I hope you jump into it, and see you on the next one. So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the updates to the bill in terms of 4117. They're currently writing a summary right now, which gives you basically like a summary of what's going on or what's going to be in the bill. But the bill is not that extensive or ridiculous anyway. I just got done doing some shopping out here at the exchange, and I saw this get posted as it's not final text. They could still change a couple of different things, but the fact that they're at where they're at here with this goes to show you that it is about to go ahead and hit it is about to get attached to that budget bill that will keep the government from being shut down. Why is this important? Well, if this bill passes, if this thing gets attached to the budget and they pass this continuing resolution or an actual budget, that's it. There's no more smog checks anywhere in America. There's no more fuel economy standards. Everything is set. States can't set their own rules. The feds do it only. That's it. Now, let me get to it real quick. Now, you got to jump through a couple of different hoops to get to the text in the bill, but here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'll put some of it up here on the screen as we talk. I'll get into that now. So, H.R. 4117 to amend the Clean Air Act to repeal the establishment of motor vehicle emission and fuel standards and for other purposes. So this was on June 24th of 2025. There are new sponsors that are also now a part of the bill. which in my opinion is a massive win. As more people attach themselves to this bill, it's right now there's 3 co-sponsors, but the more people that you have that attach themselves to the bill, the better it is in terms of priority for them to push it. This and the Transportation Freedom Act, which comes out of the Senate, combined together, put together into the budget, is going to be absolutely huge. So, Section 1, short title, this act may be cited as the Fuel Emissions Freedom Act. Findings. Congress finds the following. Fuel emissions regulations increase costs for consumers and manufacturers. Those are facts. Overlapping and ever-changing fuel emission standards, whether imposed by the EPA, the state of California, or through corporate average fuel economy regulations, create long-term uncertainty for manufacturers. Facts. This fragmented and regulatory environment stifles innovation, disrupts supply chain, and burdens manufacturers and businesses, especially small and medium-sized auto suppliers. Conflicting fuel emission standards force manufacturers to comply with multiple sets of costly and inconsistent regulations, further reducing efficiency and raising production costs, which are ultimately passed on to the consumer. Facts. Number 5, eliminating fuel emission standards at the federal and state level will help restore regulatory certainty, lower costs for families, and strengthen manufacturing in the United States to ensure economic freedom. Now, why is this huge? Well, California gets its power under Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, right? And certain amendments or sections in 209. But number 1, the biggest thing is repeal, meaning get rid of, repeal of standards. Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, 42 USC 7521, is repealed. What would that do? Well, that would de facto make diesel deletes legal. 100%. Number 2, preemption of state standards. This literally puts it in law, in text, that the states, including dumbass California, can no longer set SMOG checks, emission standards, clean trucks rules. All this BS comes to an end. And it would say, Section 209 of the Clean Air Act, 42 USC 7543 is amended. A, in subsection A, by striking subject to this part, by striking subsection B, and C, in subsection C, by striking the preceding sentence shall not apply in the case of a state with respect to which a waiver is in effect under subsection B. Basically meaning the government would not be able to issue waivers to states anymore. That's it. California immediately loses all authority. All of it instantly gone. D, subsection little e, by striking subsection B, shall not apply for purposes of this paragraph and all that follows, quote, the administrator shall issue, and inserting the following. The administrator shall issue, and by redesignating subsections C, D, and E, and subsections B, C, and D respectively. Damn. Repeal of standards. Section 32902 through 32918 of Title 49 of the U.S. Code are repealed. Now that specifically deals with fuel economy standards. That is where your vehicle has to get, 25 miles to the gallon, 15 miles to the gallon, whatever, right? That's pretty much it. The bill, and then what I like the most is Section 4, prohibition of fuel emission standards. Federal preemption. Notwithstanding any other law, the federal government may not establish, enforce, or maintain fuel emission standards for motor vehicles. B, state prohibition. A state or political subdivision thereof, they're intentionally talking about CARB, may not enforce or maintain any fuel emission standards for motor vehicles. Damn. And then lastly, any federal or state law, regulation, or executive order that establishes fuel emission standards for motor vehicles is hereby nullified and shall have no force or effect. What this does, when they attach this to the budget and the continuing resolution passes, because there's not going to, everybody's like, I've seen the emails, guys. You guys have emailed. Some of you guys are like lawyers in California, and you're going, oh, well, they're just going to pass a clean CR. No, they're not. No. See, the Republicans know they got 2 more bites at the apple. They got 1 more budget reconciliation that they're going to be able to do right before the midterms. And they got this. They got this continuing resolution that they can do now, or unless they pass an actual budget. But most likely it's going to be a CR. And they're going to attach all of this stuff that they want to push through with it. And they're going to force the Democrats to shut down the government. The Democrats look so bad right now in polls and to the public with all of the Mickey Mouse BS that's going on that they can't afford the government shutdown. They can't. They can try to say, oh, this is a Republican shutdown, but the Republicans are just going to come out and be like, hey, look, we'd like to pass this and fund the government. But if I was the Republicans, I'd lean even harder and say, hey, seniors, unfortunately, we're not shutting down, and this is how the president wins here. We're not shutting down part of the government. We're shutting down the entire government. If we can't fund it, we're not running Social Security. We're not running the VA. We're not running anything. Everything is shut down. You know what would happen then? It would be on the Democrats. Senior citizens not getting their checks, not getting their ACHs in for Social Security. Whoo! OPM guys that are retired, Office of Personnel Management, guys that are retired, government retired, not getting their OPM, retirement money or pension money. Oof. Guys in, VA guys that get a VA check every month, not getting that on time. Oof. Look, when I tell you the Democrats would be so cooked because of that, it's not going to happen. That's why they won't let it. Because the president's already signaled that. And not just him, but, leadership in the Senate has said it. Leadership in the House has said it. That if the Democrats go to push for a shutdown, it's a full shutdown. We're not doing a partial shutdown. Like all services, done. Coming to a stop. And that puts the pressure on the Democrats where they have to push it through. And that's how HR 4117 and the Transportation Freedom Act are going to get tied in. Those aren't the only things that are getting tied to this budget bill, by the way. The president has multiple things he wants to pass, and all of that is going to get attached. As much as they can get into it is going to get attached to this continuing resolution or this budget. You could bank on it. And now that we have some of this final text that has come out from HR 4117, now that it's been updated and put in, and now that they're writing the summary, it tells me that they're getting ready to attach this in. And we're less than a month out before we get a government shutdown. September 30th, that's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the